Hey everybody, it's Paul, back with epictcg. Today we are going to be doing a rundown of the mythic cards and the box toppers from Ultimate Masters. I'm going to give you examples of everything that I've got, which is almost all the mythics and only a couple of the box toppers. So as you have watched here on this channel, we have opened up 12 full boxes of the Ultimate Masters and then one additional box, so 13 boxes total of these. We did one box in draft packs and then 12 booster boxes. Now, the day that I'm filming this, January 2nd, there is a buyout going on in progress of sealed products. I have watched all weekend long. I was kind of going back and forth about buying some more boxes, and I woke up this morning and the prices had jumped like 30 bucks. That's because a lot of the product that has been on the market has been bought up. There is just not much remaining at all. There's almost no sealed cases available on TCG Player, and there's very few sealed boxes compared to what was on there at the beginning of the weekend. eBay, the prices have gone up steadily as well. I can't find stores, individually with product. So, sealed, what's out there is what's out there. I'm watching the price of a lot of these mythics go up little by little, and some of the rares are starting to stabilize as well. So this video, we're going to talk about mythics and box toppers, what the value of these is and where I think they're going to go. And this will just be a good opportunity. I just want to give a quick shout out to Candace Torres. She's been nice enough to leave comments, and she has asked specifically for this kind of content. So this is something I was planning on doing anyway, but this is for you, Candace. So we're going to start off, we're going to go like from most valuable to least here, and I'll show you box toppers where I can. Let's start with Liliana of the Veil. I pulled a foil version right here, but we're going to talk about the regular and then we're going to talk about box topper. Obviously foils are worth a little bit more than the regular version, but less than the box toppers. Even though I had a great comment, I didn't write down his name, but he was nice enough to share that he feels like there's less foil mythics out there than box toppers. And I think you might be right. But the box topper is still a nicer looking card without the border on. I've seen several get pulled on different channels, and I would love to pull a box topper Lily. Spoiler alert, I did buy more boxes. They're on the way, and I'm not going to have them until probably about the time that you're seeing this video, which I think I'm scheduling this video to upload on the 7th. So the prices that I'm talking about today are accurate as of the 2nd of January, but things may be changing between now and when you see this. We will get to a point where I'm filming stuff closer to when you're seeing it. To kind of start the channel back up, I need a little bit of a time buffer. So anyway, Liliana, she is sitting at $75 right now for a normal one. Box topper is going to run you about $270. I feel like Liliana is a card that, it's played a ton in Modern, it's played multiple formats, powerful. I feel like this is a card that's going to be $85, $90 going forward. Probably by, I'd say about June of this year, we're going to see her back up in that range, 85 to 90 bucks. Maybe a little bit more, but I feel like with this extra supply that we got, her being reprinted at Mythic did not put a lot more supply out there, but it did put some. So I think 85 to 90 is where things are going to kind of stabilize, and we may see her creep back up to $100. Honestly, I would be surprised if she goes above 90 in the regular. I think a box topper of Lily is probably going to be about 285. 285 is where I'm going to put the top on that. The only things I have to compare box toppers to are the Kaladesh Inventions, which are spectacular looking, or the Zendikar Expeditions. Those are two like box topper-esque kind of chase lottery cards, if you will. And there are several that are above $300. Well, there's only one expedition, that's Scalding Tarn. And then there are several Kaladesh Inventions, which are above $300. That's going to be like Soul Ring. I can't remember what the other ones are, but they're basically the artifacts that are played like, in every commander deck. I don't see Liliana breaking $300. I think that $300 is a very, very real barrier. I don't think any of the cards in this set box toppers are going to break 300. So Liliana, I'm going to put at, a little bit higher than where she's at right now. I think 285 is a good number. But that's just my opinion. So, all right, Liliana. Yeah, next up is going to be Cavern of Souls. This is a card that right now is about $61, $195 for your box topper version. I think that this is a card that, great in casual play, great in a lot of different formats. Anybody who wants to play tribal wants to play this card. It does not come into play tapped, so it's not going to slow down your mana curve. And to me, one of the big benefits of it is anything you spend mana on to cast with this, that creature is uncast, or that creature is uncounterable if you use this second part of the card. So that's just a huge benefit. You can play 4 of these in a deck. I think there's definitely some room to move up. $75 is about where I see this at. This card was sitting at about $90 prior to this reprint in Ultimate Masters. I think $75 is where this card is headed. I think a box topper version is going to go to about $2.25. That's my guess. Like I said, sitting at $195 right now. I think $2.25 is a good number for Cavern of Souls. All right, next up in regular is Karn the Liberated, or Karn Liberated. Sitting at about $50 or $58 right now for the normal version, $160 for the box topper. Funny enough, actually Goyf and Snapcaster and box toppers are worth more, but he's worth more than both of them in the normal card. So just kind of a fun little twist there. So Karn was approaching $100 prior to the reprint. Right around the, let's see, I want to get it right. Magic 25, M25, or was it Ixalan? I forget, but he was up there. He was up close to $100. I think he's going to get back up to about $80. He has been climbing a lot over the past few days. I feel like people are snapping up copies of this card. So I think $80 is a real number for him. There's a couple different decks that are popular that use him. And so I don't think these copies are going to last very long. The box topper version at 160, it being below the Snapcaster and the Goyf, says to me that there's not as much demand for the box topper. So I'm just going to go with a guess of about like 175 on the box topper. I think some of the box toppers have some room to grow, some have room to fall, but I'm gonna guess that he's going to grow to about 175. Snapcaster Mage, this is another one that we were fortunate enough to pull a foil of. Sitting at $55 right now. The box topper is $175 for Snappy. I think the box topper price at $175, I think that's probably about where he's gonna sit. I don't see that really moving a whole lot in either direction. I think the regular version of this card, though, is going to go to about $70. I think it's going to settle in at about $70, and and that's going to kind of be where that is. Now, the nice thing about this that creates a lot of demand is this is a 4 of in some decks. Powerful in a lot of different formats, but some decks want to run 4 of these. That's a lot of mythics that go out of circulation for people who are collecting those. So $70 is my guess for Snapcaster. Goyf. Goyf was spending some time in the 40s earlier, about a week ago. He is now up to 52 and climbing. His box topper is 170. This artwork is my favorite Goyf artwork. I think it's absolutely incredible. I think the box topper of this, I think, is going to go to about 200. That's just my guess. I actually think there's a lot of room to go because I think that this artwork, I think the foil version with the no frame is going to make all the difference. So I'm going to say 200 for the box topper. This is another one that can run 4 of in decks. I think that the regular card is going to go from where we're sitting at right now, right at the low 50s. I think this is going to be another $70 card. All right, Bitterblossom. Now, it's kind of funny how much values fall between like these guys sitting in like the 50s to Bitterblossom. You have a big price jump to the downside. So we're down to $32, Bitterblossom. That's our next most valuable card in the Mythic slot. Now, Bitterblossom is $85 in the box topper. Bitterblossom to me just does not seem like that great of a card. I don't really understand the synergies or the decks that this would go in. But a lot of people really like this artwork. This is very unique looking artwork for this set. I definitely see the appeal of that. I think for that reason, I think the box topper is going to be, maybe about $100, $115 I could see. I think people are upgrading previous Bitterblossoms that they had to this version. I think that's why the price is staying where it's at. I think $40 is where Bitterblossom is going to go to, and I think it kind of loses steam after that. So 32 now, 40 later. All right, next up, this is the first card that I can show you a box topper of. So we were lucky enough to pull Mana Vault. We actually pulled 2 copies of Mana Vault out of our 12 boxes. Great box topper to get. It's $130 right now for this. Actually, $128, fell down a little bit. So $128 for the box topper, sitting at about $30 for the regular version. So my thinking is this: there's a ton of Mana Vaults out there in play, and this is going to kind of give me an opportunity to touch on this. So the box topper is functionally absolutely no different than this. You're just paying a whole lot more for extra artwork and foil shininess. That's important to a lot of people. Don't underestimate that. I'm somebody that I'm a cheapskate. I'm kind of like, hey, this does the same as this. Why get this? Now that I'm a little bit older and, I've got a little bit of disposable income, I can really appreciate the beauty of this and the fact of having something that not a lot of people have. There is an allure to that. And if you've got disposable income, people are going to go after things like this. This card appears in a lot of decks, and more importantly, a lot of commander decks. So I think a lot of people are going to upgrade and spend the money to upgrade to get this. Sitting at 130 now, I see this going to 150. Relatively quickly. I think probably in 3 months we'll see this 150, and I think 200 is a very, very real number for this. This is just sitting in too many decks. I think 200 is a real number. The Kaladesh Inventions version of this got to 200, so I just don't see any reason why this couldn't either. This artwork is really kind of cool. The regular version of this is 30 right now. I think this could go, or 28 right now. I think this could go to 35. 35 is just where I see this. Again, a lot of supply of Mana Vaults out there with revised, unlimited, of course, alpha and beta people want. But those white bordered ones are creating a lot of supply. Mana Vault used to be a bulk rare, believe it or not, way back when. I had, normally 10 or 15 of them in trade binders. Never used it in a deck just because, all the drawbacks and stuff. There were just other things you could use. Nowadays, it's really good. Mana Rock helps you ramp, but I think the allure to this card is the new artwork, people upgrading to a black border. I think foil versions of this card are going to be very sought after. I think long-term play 200 for this. I think in the short term 150, sitting right now at 130. I don't think there's a lot of room for this to grow though, going from 28 to 35. It just kind of is what it is. I think people are going to want the card, but I don't think that they're going to pay a whole lot more than what it's costing right now. Next card, Dark Depths. Cool land. This was, when did, I can't even remember what set this came out in. This is sitting at $26 right now, and this is the last of the over $100 box toppers. $125 for this. So there are decks called it, depths decks. I know that there's win strategies based around this. So, it's going to be a collectible card. People are going to want this. I think this is going to be a $40 card. Just given the price history of it, I think $40 is where this is going to end up. $125 for the box topper. I think, given the artwork and stuff, I think $150. I think this one has some room to grow, but but not a ton. All right, the first of our Eldrazi Titans, Emrakul. So he is at $25 right now. Spent a lot of time close to 50. This reprint brought him down to 25. His box topper is only $74. That's a little bit less than a 3 times multiple of the regular card. We're going to get into some of that as we get to the lower value stuff. I think Emrakul is going to go to about $38. That's where I see him kind of hovering at. Just a card that a lot of people like in casual play. He's banned in Commander, but I think in casual play, a lot of people like him. And so I think we're going to see definite movement from 25 up to 38. We've already seen movement from about the $20 mark up to 25 for him. So I think the price is pretty much stabilized. It's on the uptick. I think slowly over the next few months, we're going to get him up to, just below $40. I think his box topper is going to go, from 74 maybe to 100. If he were legal in Commander, that would be a lot more, I think. But I can see people going, you know, again, I don't think that he's going to go up to almost 40 and his box topper is going to stay around 80. I think it's going to move up to about $100. Next up, we have Temporal Manipulation sitting at $21. Box topper is at 50. This is actually one of the lowest multiples for a box topper, meaning what you pay for a box topper versus what you pay for the regular card. This is a card that a lot of people suspected was going to come like way down and stay down. So this was approaching $80. A lot of people just felt like this was on the reserved list, wouldn't get reprinted, and lo and behold, we got a reprint. Kind of crushed the price. But this is just another one of those take an extra turn kind of spells. Allows you some duplication of that in your commander decks. This is being targeted by a lot of people as cards to pick up right now for Commander. There's a lot of videos going up, like, you know, the top 10 cards, top 15 cards from Ultimate Masters to get for Commander. And this one is being mentioned in almost every single one of those videos. I think this is going to go from $21 to $35. That's my prediction for the next 6 months. $21 to $35. Sitting at 21 now, going to 35. I think, again, given the interest in this in the Commander, I think we're going to see the box topper go to 80. So from 50 to 80, I think, as people pick that up. Interestingly enough, I really don't feel like there's a whole lot of difference between the way that the card looks between the box topper. The foiling is nice and everything, but I've seen these get pulled on people's videos. This, to me, is the card that looks kind of almost the same. Maybe that's why it's a low multiple right now. All right, Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, our second Eldrazi Titan. This one is one of the more popular ones because he is legal in Commander. So we actually pulled the box topper of this. So we have this one. So he is sitting right now at $21. So his price has gone up because he was at like $18. He's gone up to 21. The box topper has come down. This was sitting at about 80, and now we're down to 70. I think that the regular version of the card is going to retrace to about $30. I think it's going to get to about 75% of what it was. It was sitting at about 40 before the reprint. I think $30 is where we see this one at. Box topper of Kozilek, I'm gonna say 75 to 80. I really don't see this moving a whole lot. I mean, the box topper looks cool, but you know, I just don't know. I mean, it is popular in Commander. I think people who want to bling out their deck are going to want this, but I think they may just go for a foil version of this instead, or one of the previous ones. This is the, I think, third printing of the Eldrazi Titans. Karakas, $20 for a little old Karakas. I remember when these were almost like throwaway cards from Legends. This was an uncommon in the Legends set. I remember opening packs and pulling this out. You know, it was a cool card in the beginning, but like almost nobody used them because almost nobody used legendary creatures in their decks competitively. They were in fun decks, but you know, I mean, the fun decks were playing with like phone books, like a couple hundred cards big. Maybe you put in a Karakas, maybe you didn't. The fact that this got as valuable as it did kind of shocked me. It's not legal in Commander. That definitely puts downward pressure on the price. This is now the second reprinting of this card. I think maybe second or third. I think that this goes to $25. You know, from $20 to $25. Really, I mean, that's, you know, not really that big of a deal. It is a 20% price move if you're doing the math and stuff, but I don't think that this is going to be, you know, any kind of crazy movement on this unless its status in Commander changes, which I really don't see. So I think there's not a whole lot of room for this to go. Its box topper is $65, and again, just because of the downward price pressure, a multiple of about 3 times regular card seems right about right for that. All right, Ulamog, the last of the Eldrazi Titans that were reprinted. Ulamog is the cheapest right now at $18. I think he's going to go to about $20. So I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of movement from where he's at to where he's going. His box topper is sitting at 54, again, the cheapest of the Titans, and that is exactly 3 times his regular price. So I think, you know, $55 to $60 for the box topper version. Mikaeus. So Mikaeus is at $16 right now. He has gone up from about $13 from when I started opening boxes to about $16 now, and he is showing no signs of slowing down. His supply is going down. Don't see a whole lot more of him being listed. He is a really good casual card. A lot of people like him in Commander. It has the tribal aspect for him with zombies. So I see him being a card that's has some room to grow. 16 now, I think he's going to go to about 25. Was about $40 before the reprint, but I think 25 is a real good solid number he could easily get to with casual play. Just with his extra supply, I think as this supply dries up, assuming we don't get more reprints of these cards, he could easily creep back up to 40. I think it'll just take some time. I think really that's just kind of where we're at. I also think we're going to have kind of a down year for Magic overall. But I think 16 to 25 is what we're looking at in the short term, and maybe back to 40. His box topper though, $70 for his box topper. I actually could see that going to 100. I think given the fact that people like him for Commander, he could be used as the Commander. I think $100, that would be a 4-time multiple of 25. I think that could be a real number. All right, Vengevine. So this is kind of a funny card looking at the price of it. So it's $15 right now. It was like a real slow ride, and then was about $40, and then all of a sudden like spiked to 90 some dollars just for an instant in time, and then started falling again. So I think that there was some buyout shenanigans with this card. I don't really know exactly what happened there because I don't play. I wasn't aware of like maybe some kind of deck came out that everybody wanted to use, but it was just like a blip on the screen and then just like way back down. So I really think that it was a buyout. This has been going up a little bit. Was it about the $13 mark? It's now at the $15 mark. I'm going to say this is going to 20. 20 is what I think it's at. Its box topper is at 48. If this goes to 20, I think the box topper goes to about 60. That's just kind of where I see things. I think about 3 times the normal card value for most of these box toppers is about right. All right, next up, this one just breaks my heart. Leovold, Emissary of Trust. This is a card that's falling in value from the Mythics. There he is in the box topper. We got him. So this actually is such an upgrade in artwork and in the way it looks from the box topper to the regular card. I think just the zooming in and just being able to see some of these details in the back just really is amazing and brings this card to life. You can't see this building in the window in the foil version nearly as well as you can in the regular. So that's the one thing I would change. But being able to see like the detail in this like bureau back here, the candelabra in that picture frame, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous card. So Leovold is sitting at $9. $9. Now this is a guy that when Conspiracy was printed, he came out about $35, went up to 40, between 40 and 50, and never came down until this one, or I'm sorry, until after M25. Started coming down after that. But now he's sitting at $9. He is not legal in Commander. I think if he was, this would be a whole different story. But his box topper is sitting at $62. That's a huge multiple compared to where he is. So $9 for the regular, $62 for the regular. It's like a 7 times multiple right there. So that's really crazy. But I think there's some price memory involved with the box topper and just the difference in the way it looks. Because I have the box topper and I really don't want to get rid of it, I'm hoping that kind of stabilizes around the $60 mark. I could see this going down to 40. I'm just going to be honest. Part of me, I'm tempted to maybe sell this one off and just kind of roll the dice and play and see what happens and maybe rebuy it again at 40. If it gets down there, I might actually do that. That might be something that I do. If you're looking for the box topper version of this, I would not buy right now. I would wait. I think that this one's going to fall. I think that long term, I think Leovold gets up to $25, but I think I just think that there's a lot of supply out there right now, and I just don't think there's a lot of decks that are running him. So I think you've got time with him, but I think he could be one of the biggest movers as far as a multiple. Like, nothing else on this list is, am I looking at and saying, oh, it's going to double in price? I think he's somebody that easily could, just because he has fallen so far, and for no real good reason. Really, nothing from the playability of him has changed between before this set was announced and now. All right, we're down into like the budget. Actually, Leovold, I would say, is now one of the budget mythics. So Platinum Empirion, he's sitting at a whopping $7. His box topper is at $37. That is going to be a feel bad box topper right there, especially with what boxes cost now. Boxes, as of the filming of this video, are about $3.50 a box. You do not want to pull a $37 box topper at that price. I think Platinum Empirion goes to $10. Just what I think it's going to. I think it's going to go much higher than that. This was about $15 to $20 prior to the reprints, and I just don't see any good reason it gets above $10. I think it's a cool card. I think it's a fun card. I think like in Tron decks and stuff, it could be good, but I think $10 is about where that sits. All right, Sigarda, Host of Herons. All right, $7 for this card. This is another one that has a crazy multiple for box toppers. $60 for the box topper. If you want somebody to sell you their Sigarda box topper, you got to pay them $60. That kind of lets you know the collectability of some of the box toppers for people who are making sets or who want these for commanders or whatever, just kind of to bling out their deck. Some of the box toppers do have high multiples. Honestly, I think Sigarda is another one where the box topper is going to come down in value. I would say probably 45. 45 is about where I think hers is going to go. I think this is another $10 card. I think between now and June, I think this one's going to kind of languish at the $7 mark and just gradually go up. $10. $10 seems about right. I think that's going to be a casual play card. Before we get to our last card over here, we have Lord of Extinction we've got to talk about. The only mythic I didn't get. 12 boxes worth of openings. Did not get that one. That's fine with me. It's only a $6 card right now. It was a $5 card when I was opening these. That's kind of an interesting card. When I look at the text of it's almost reminiscent of like Tarmogoyf, except for it's like every card in every graveyard. Costs a whole lot more to play. I think it's 3 colors plus 2 mana, so it's 5 mana to play definitely. But I think there's 3 colors involved. So yeah, it's sort of a Tarmogoyf kind of card, or a Goyf kind of card, but has some different mechanics involved. I'm not sure why that's such a cheap card, but it's $6 right now. Its box topper is $25. It is the cheapest box topper of all the mythics that you can possibly get. Honestly, I can't for the life of me picture how the box topper comes any lower in price. The card itself, I think, it's just a casual card, obviously, just based on its price history. Was sitting at about $15 before the reprint. So I think about $8, $9 is where it goes to. Nothing crazy. I think you got time to pick it up. Now, obviously, all these prices we're talking about, that's assuming that there's no crazy, effective deck that comes out that features these cards. Last card we're going to talk about is Balefire Dragon. This is the foil version. I pulled 2 foil Balefire Dragons. Once again, pulled a Lily foil and a Snapcaster Mage foil. So as far as pulling 4 foils, was thrilled with that out of 12 boxes. And I got 2 of the most expensive foils that you can possibly get, but I also got 2 of the cheapest. So you win some, you lose some, but I'll take what I got to get those 2 foils, the Lily and the Snappy. I will definitely take a Balefire to go along with that. So I actually like this card a lot. I've always had a soft spot for dragons. Dragons have been a popular archetype deck for a long time. Just take a look at the Commander 2017 Dragons deck, one of the more expensive ones. This is sitting at $5 right now. The foil version is about $10. The box topper is at $41. So I think that this is a card that can double in value. I think this is going to go to 10. People like dragons. This dragon seems to have a really cool effect to it, that it's going to deal damage to each creature that a player controls if it deals damage to a creature, or to a player rather. If it deals damage to a player, it deals damage to each creature that player controls as well. So that could easily be a board wipe if this somehow gets through. I'm sure there's some kind of shenanigans that you can do to make sure he gets through, if you can protect him. It just costs a lot of mana to cast. Then you got to wait a turn for Summoning Sickness and all that. But great dragon. People love dragons. I totally see this being in a lot of casual decks, a lot of commander decks. $10 a card seems totally reasonable for this. Was $15 before the reprint. Box topper version sitting at 41. The box topper of this does look amazing. I think the box topper goes to 50 or 55. I think people are going to want this card. That's just what I see happening with the box topper. So there you have it. That is the Mythics. We talked a lot about prices here. So what do you think? Do you think I got it right? Do you think I got it wrong? Have the prices changed that much between today when I filmed this and when you're watching? If so, what's different? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. I'm usually not trolling for comments, but today I'm just gonna kind of ask you. What do you think I got right? What are you picking up in the Mythic slot? Now, I am probably going to do the same thing with the rare category. We're going to go a lot faster with those. But yeah, I'm planning on doing this with rare, and then I might do something with commons and uncommons, but we'll just kind of have to go real quick over those. So anyway, ton of value in Ultimate Masters. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and we'll see you guys next time.